Welcome to my show. The show, not my show.
Alright. So, Eddie.
Yes.
You're new to the podcast.
Correct.
You've got your first topic coming up.
Ooh.
It's the Canberra protests.
Yes.
Take me there.
So, backstory, rewind.
Take me back.
So, like, 2 months ago, maybe, you might have heard there was, like, a protest when Malcolm Turnbull was giving a speech in Melbourne. And then, not too long ago, there was there's these three ladies that jumped up on the roof of the Immigration Minister's office in Queensland.
Peter Dutton.
Yep, Peter Dutton.
Oh,
God bless him. What a guy. And, sorry, new to the show.
Yeah. It's like an earthquake.
Just to connect it with the previous story, he purposely avoided the apology that Kevin Rudd gave. He didn't turn up to it.
Yeah.
He thought it was wrong.
Top bloke. Anyway, and, like, the judge that, like sentenced the girls who protested was like, oh yeah, pretty much proud to have you my daughter. So, like, there's all this talk about it. And then so Wednesday, they're in, so Parliament finished the sitting today. Yesterday, Wednesday, they're in question time, and Prime Minister, opposition leader, all there chatting. And then about 30 people in the gallery stand up and start chanting these chants about refugees and about the government's policies on asylum seekers and Nauru and Manus and offshore detention. So much so that the Parliament was actually adjourned, and they couldn't get them under control because actually some people put glue on their hands and stuck their hands to like the railings inside the gallery.
Incredible.
And then the security guards had to come in with like hand sanitizer and like jimmy them off the railings, and it took like half an hour to get them all out.
Can you imagine with some violent protesters like gently trying to get some hand sanitizer?
Like apparently they went pretty peacefully. They were kind of, I assume they were both standing there just like working out how to unstick their hand from the railing.
Because super glue, you pretty much got to peel your skin off.
I wonder if one of them tried to high five a security guard. Hey mate, we're stuck now.
So what I want to know was, what were the chants like? Were they catchy, or were they?
Let's probably bring them
It was
home.
like a call and response thing. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
When I say ref, you say G.
Strong side.
Ref G?
Left side.
Okay, I didn't think of that. Alright. I was just trying to think of a refugee chant.
You say G.
Ref, you, G.
And then today, this morning at Parliament House, there was these two abseiler dudes, like a guy and a girl, hopped up on Parliament House and abseiled down and unfurled this banner that says, close the bloody camps.
Amazing.
And then about 15 people from the same organisation went and stood in the water feature out the front of Parliament House with like these signs up, and they put all their red dye in it to like make it look like blood as a symbol of what's going on offshore. And yeah,
Blood in the water.
It's all happening in Canberra.
Yeah.
Happening place.
Well, okay, with the abseiling thing though, like Parliament House has a grass roof. Like it's kind of integrated into
like a
the
hill.
Yeah. So you like, I guess
Like a
they just
hobbit.
walked over the hill.
Yeah.
And the speaker closed the Parliament because he said it wasn't safe, right? Like they couldn't keep doing business or something.
Yeah, he said that it was like, well, they talked about it being like offensive to like the honour of Parliament or something.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They probably just
decorum.
went and had the longest lunch they've ever had.
Well, like as soon as it started, nearly all the Liberal Party walked out.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I feel like they should have been suspicious when the galleries were so full.
What are all those people who aren't school children doing here?
Where are all these young people?
Yeah, but it's interesting. So, like, the Labor and Liberals both came out and condemned, or Liberals definitely did. The Labor was like, yeah, no, it's not a good idea. It's not the way to do it. But the Greens were like, one of the Green senators actually came out this morning, was like handing out chocolates to the protesters as they were.
Nice.
What kind of chocolate?
Did not specify.
Oh, that's a tough choice. Now,
Yeah.
Cadbury cream eggs.
It's got to be Lint.
That's risky because that makes you thirsty. You got to give them water too.
They
There's
were
so
in a
much
water
sugar.
feature.
It's
So-
the
They
Greens,
were in the
so
fountain.
But do they want the blood water? I mean,
I'm pretty sure it would have been fair trade
Maybe it
chocolate.
was cordial.
Ethically sourced.
Hopefully. You would
Organically
hope so.
farmed. It would have had everything. It would have been vegan.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy protest. Have you
Yeah.
did you see some of like the quotes from the different like ministers?
Yeah, I have to read this one out. So this is Assistant Minister to the Prime Minister, James McGrath. He called them a bunch of bong-sniffing, dole bludging, moss munching, glue guzzling, Kmart Castros.
Oh my god.
That these grubs should be made to pay for their damage and wake up to themselves and go get a job.
He's an angry old man.
Wow. Yeah.
He's stopped just short of yelling, "Get off of my lawn."
Yeah, he was very passionate. And then another senator, George Christensen, put up a photo of like a whip and like put that up and said, "Say hello to this, my hippie friends."
That's kinky.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bit awkward. What's he getting at there?
What is he into?
Is that a proposition?
Oh my god.
Who knows?
All I know is Kmart Castro has permanently been added to my vocabulary.
Yeah,
Kmart Castros.
Yeah.
So if this is not the way to do it, how are we
It
supposed
worked.
to do
It worked. Got in the news.
Yeah, exactly.
This
But
hasn't
they're
been in the
saying
news for a while.
This isn't how we should do.
Yeah.
It's the whole discussion of like what is a peaceful protest like.
Well, and they're
It's pretty
also
peaceful,
they're well now they're looking at legislation to make it tougher to do anything like that. So they're gonna put like glass in front of
you can't see.
Oh.
It's really hard to talk to people through your hand. You're doing it again.
I know, right?
They're gonna put glass in the gallery so that you can't even like. I guess it'd be like soundproof or something. You wouldn't even be able to yell or anything.
Interestingly, they apparently unrelatedly passed new security laws through the upper and lower
they
house
both passed,
today about like putting in CCTV cameras and like more unrelated security measures.
They're gonna move they're gonna make the lawn in front of Parliament House like off limits or something. So you get like you're pushed way off, and then the
Can't
roof
roll
is
down
gonna
the hill
have
anymore.
fences
There's nothing
as
else
well.
to do in Canberra except roll down
That
the
science museum's pretty cool,
Questacon.
and the War Memorial.
Sponsor us, Questacon.
Because, instead of doing something about what they're protesting, how about we just make it harder to protest, right? That seems like the good reaction.
Okay, so if these people got what they wanted, what would they get?
The camps on Manus and Nauru would be closed down, and I think they would bring the refugees and asylum seekers to Australia. That's their idea.
Or somewhere else awesome.
Yeah. Well, they're not too happy with the whole US deal. Yeah, that.
Why aren't they happy with that?
They kind of said so. They're called WACA, whistleblowers, activists, and Citizens Alliance.
Cool.
And they think it's like a smokescreen that people are going to get like duped and stuff. So they're not too happy with that.
It did sound dodgy when I read it.
Yeah.
It was so light on details.
Yeah. Very light. And at the moment, because they're changing administrations, it's kind of like you have no idea if that's a real thing or not. Yeah.
Close the bloody camps.
Yeah.
Interesting. You got any more?
That's bad.
Yeah, nice.
Kmart.
They're like, okay, but on freedom of speech, I think they were good. They did good.
Yeah.
Like, even if you disagree with
That's
someone,
awesome.
like if you're gonna complain about people being too politically correct with the Australia Day moving thing, you can't complain when someone says something you don't like in a way you don't like. If we have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Well, like Malcolm Turnbull and Bill Shorten both. Like, you watch them, like, when they're in question time, they're, like, kind of, like, joking with each other and laughing as they're sitting in the chairs, like, listening to the people chant. So they didn't seem too, like, worried about it. It was just, like, some of the other senators, like, got real fired up about it.
Yeah.
Which was, like...
That's just old people, though, right?
But they're the same ones who want to remove 18C and make it, like, so you can insult people. Like, what? It's such a mix of, I want to be able to say what I want to say, but I don't want them to be able to do what they want to.
No.